Welcome to a special episode of the TWC. I, Matt Taflin, am guest hosting today to bring you a very special best of episode that you've never seen before. A couple events in the past few months have brought us some really good speakers, some good materials from the top leaders in the Alliance, and we have compiled them together in a show that you will not forget. So make sure you're taking notes, make sure you're sharing this with somebody, and really getting the full experience. I want to start you off with a clip from Andy Albright on getting people started. Andy spends a lot of time working on this with people. Days before you even get somebody to come to a hotspot, you have to be talking to them about what they're doing. The more time you spend talking with a person builds up that trust factor, and when people trust you, they're more likely to help. So check out this clip of how Andy explains the way that he gets people started.
Okay, all right. We are starting to have people show up. We're starting to have people show up at these hotspots. So if you're having people come to these meetings, and by the way, you don't have to get them to the hotspot to get them started. If you find somebody that wants to make money and they say, oh, sure, I'd like to help you out, and that's the word we're using a lot, is would you help us? Because we have all of these leads of people that have responded. And really, we have people calling in saying, I mailed that letter in 4 weeks ago and nobody's called me. Marshall Pettigrew can tell you this. Sandra can tell you this. Donna can tell you this. People are calling and say, why is nobody called? We need more people to pass the life insurance exam so that you can get deputized and authorized by the government of the United States or your individual state so that you can go out there and help these people get covered with life insurance with Mutual of Omaha or Foresters. We need people. So ask people, will you help? If they say yes, or I'd like to find out more, you start them. Yes, they need to come to the weekly meetings, hotspots. You don't need to get into that. Just get them started. What you're trying to do is inch them into the business. Inch by inch, anybody can bring somebody along. You try to grab hold of people by the shirt collar and jerk them, or you talk to somebody you've never met before in your life, and you invite them to a hotel when there's a basketball game on that night, there's some old rerun television show on, there's some kind of, real life video that's a worthless piece of junk trash, but people are just sucked into that. They're not going to go to a hotel meeting and meet some stranger. Now, if you've got them started, and they have a business opportunity, something they believe in, yes, they're going to go to the meeting. And once you get them to go, we do need to get them to go weekly. But there's a whole 7 days in between each meeting that you need to get people started. Get people started. There's a video on NAA University called GS3. Okay? So when you get a person started, when you're starting this person, you need to understand what GS3 is. Okay? When I talk on the phone to people, whenever I start talking to a person and I can tell there's interest, I start saying, I don't know you. I'm looking for a couple names. Is it Kirk? So Kirk, I don't know you. But what I want to do, this is me, and this is Jeff Gardner, and I guessed. Who invited you out, Kirk or James? Who invited you here? Adam Katz. So Adam Katz, so this is me, and this is Adam Katz, and this is you. So if I'm working with you, I come down here and I talk to you. My GS3 is I goal set, get you started, go serve you. But here's my concept, Joe. I need Kurt to trust me. Kurt don't know me. I have credibility because he's seeing me here at this show, or if I go meet him at a coffee shop, I don't really have any credibility, but I want to have credibility because I need for him to trust. Because when people trust me, then he will take action. And let me tell you something. If you take action in this business, you will make money. There is no debate about it. Taking action works in this business. But without trust, people don't take action. So the question begged is, what builds trust? Trust is built when a person exhibits character and competence. Okay, what is character and competence? All right, so character is doing what you say you'll do, and competence means the skill set. So it's really principles and skill set. Okay? Principles. Principles also comes down to people that have principles also have people skills. People that have a skill set can produce. So this character comes down to the fun part. Because let me tell you something. If a person lies to you, curses at you, puts you down, shows up late, interrupts at meetings, they're not courteous, they don't return a text on time, they don't return a phone call on time, they don't remember you, they don't speak to you, they don't know how to shake hands, that's a lack of principles, and it's no fun. People like fun, and people like, what are we going to put over here? How about this? Win. They like people who win. So I show up at the meeting, or I show up at the coffee shop, and I have a stack of papers with checks attached, applications that I've sold. I show up with 2 other buddies that just got started in the business. What is that showing him? It shows him that I got the skill set. It shows him that I got the competence. It shows him that I'm going to win. Now, if I'm nice to him, I show up on time, I shake hands, I say hello, then that exhibits character. That exhibits principle. That exhibits fun. It's fun to be around. That's your goal. So what you want to do, we call this also Bam Fam. What I want to do, Kirk, is I want to see you at this meeting, and I want to book another meeting with you. In other words, in this meeting, I want to exhibit character and competency, and then I want to do it again. So repeating the behavior as promised. So I promise to show you how to build this business. I promise to make calls for you, and now where this is you right here, and I say I'm going to help you get your business started. Well, Andy Albright, or the leader of the band, the leader of the hotspot, says, in order to do good with the alliance, we sell and recruit. So when he says, is Andy going to help me? He hears Andy's going to help me sell, and Andy's going to help me build. Because there's one element to this business, and it's called selling and recruiting. So that's 2 elements. Is putt-putt and long driving. How about the head game? You could say golf is 3 things. It's a head game, it's the short game, and the long game. And then you could say, and it's what you wear. Guess what? It's everything. Everything in the golf thing is the one thing. What's not in the golf thing? Singing. Singing is not in the golf thing. Thank God singing is not in this game. I tell my kids all the time, I go, my backup plan is country singing if insurance don't work. And they always go, oh God, I'm praying this works. Well, see, that's my trick. I want them to pray that this works. So when I talk about the singing, that's not a part of this business. But is recruiting a part of this business? Oh, it's right in the middle of this business. Is selling $20,000 in the middle of this business? It's right in the middle of this business. It's what we do. So if I fail him, I don't help him sell, I've lost on the competency side if I don't teach him to sell. If I don't help him recruit, if I don't dial for him, if I don't build a list, Paul, if I don't book a time, Joe, if I don't go back with you and help you, look at this. You want me to tell you? Okay, you want me to tell you, DT? So DT, you hire a guy, and this guy right here was promised by you. You say he was promised by him. No, this guy was promised by you, DT. You hired this guy, but this guy hired this guy. You need to exhibit trust. And the way you'd exhibit trust, if you turn it over to this guy, you're putting all your eggs in this guy's basket. But if you come down here and you show this guy that he needs to trust you because all of a sudden you've got character, you've got competency, now we build trust. We build trust, my man, take action. My man, take action. You can't fail. I'm telling you, I'll give you the best example. I will bet you right here today, a good, solid, crisp, clean $100 bill that you can't go to 64 houses, get 64 people to say, hello, open that door, and if you just say, you wouldn't be interested in life insurance, would you? You can't get through 64 houses without somebody saying, I was praying that somebody would come by here. I didn't know if I could afford it. I didn't know if I could get any more. Me and my husband just had a talk about this before he went to work. Last night we were talking about it over dinner. We were talking about it over dinner, and we were saying, we need insurance. You can't do it. It's called action, because 75% of America right now will raise their hand and say, I know we need insurance. So the only thing I go, 75% of those 64 houses know they need it. I just need one of them honest enough to say, yes, sir. See, I know I will win. See, what I got to do is get you to trust me, though. And what you got to do is get people to trust. That is one of the crucial elements on how we double this business in the next 90 days, is if you can get me 300 people that can show how to be fun, how to have principles. What messes this up? Dealing with people, confusion. I say one thing and somebody says, well, Andy's kind of right, but let me tell you my take on it. Oh my God, dude, just do this. This is all you got to do. Why? If I know I'm not perfect, I know things are wrong, but goodness gracious, dude, that would be like the basketball team, the guard telling the other guard, I know what the coach said, but let's do this. It's slightly different. It just messes the whole, it hurts his heart. We're reading Aladdin Factor this month. Another book that I'm reading called Goals, you'll see that was 2 months ago, is Brian Tracy. And in Goals he says, negativity disempowers, positivity empowers. I'm positive we're doing the right thing. If you're positive that I'm positive that we're positive, people will be empowered and people will take more action. If you're not predictable, if you don't show up, if you don't produce results this week, well, this week I didn't have time to sell. This week I didn't invite anybody out. And listen, everybody's going to forgive you, but the guy that you hired is looking for an example. He's looking for consistency. He's watching you. He sees you. Just like I see you, he sees you. You say, well, I don't care what he thinks of me. Dude, whoa, wait, what? But President of the United States, he cares what people think. That's why we have these opinion polls. That's why they'll go, wait, let me change a little bit over here and see if you like me more. That's why they do that. Presidents of companies. People, you got to be concerned at what people think. Now, if you have hired a person, and this person is lazy, this person don't do what they're going to say, they're not trustworthy, and they're just sorry, you don't care what he thinks. So as you hire 10, 12, 13, 14 people, you don't care what the person, if one of these people does not exhibit trust, if they don't have people skills, if they don't do what they say they'll do, you're nice to them, because let me tell you something, a lot of these people don't know that they're being judged. My kids laugh all the time at other kids at school because the other kids don't understand that what the teachers think of you affects your grades. So a lot of mine are pretty tricky. A lot of mine, my two are both tricky. Haley and Spencer, they understand. They know how to say hello to the teacher and nice to the teacher because whenever a break comes along, they want to get it. But some of these people, as you hire them, they don't know that. So you teach them that people skills. You teach them that principles matter. You teach them how to shake hands. I do this all the time. I had a young lady, 16 years old, to meet in Wilmington. Her dad is killing it. And she come up to me and she said, I'm so proud of my daddy and my mama. They've changed so much. They're better people. I love this business. I'm almost 17, so I'm less than a year and a half. I will be 18. I'm going to get my license. So I shake hands with her, and I start talking about it. Say, all right, now here's what you do. When you see people, when you say, come here, Joe. I know you know this, but I'm just going to do it again with you. When you shake hands with people, you don't walk up to them and go, hey, how you doing? What you do is you give them time to see you coming. And they can judge it, and they can grasp hands. And then you don't do the little fish hug, and you don't do the, and you just squeeze. No, I teach them everything about the principles and the basics. You say, this is just too little. Everything matters when it comes to trust and principles. Thank you, Bo. So when you're talking to these people at opportunity meetings, you teach it. But if you hire all these people, you get to pick. You do get to pick which one that you're interested in. And whichever one you're interested in, what you want to do. In other words, the leaders that you find, you want to exhibit competency and character. You want to have skill. You want to have results. So as you drive down deeper and deeper into your organization, you want to exhibit both of those things on a day in, day out basis. So if you're 6 down, you want to make sure that you go down and you do the right stuff. Guys, I'm telling you, we can blow this thing up with a little bit of activity.
Get started, goal set, go serve. GS3, you've heard Andy talk about it, but how do you do it? The first step is to talk to everybody you meet and ask simple questions. Check out how Andy says you can grow with GS3. And don't forget to check out the free course on naauniversity.com.
Okay, all right, now I can get to this. I got plenty of time to do this. All right, how to recruiting. All right, here's the way they're doing it. If this is you, I want to think about you doing it. How are you going to recruit? So you got a manager here. Some people call them a manager. Some people call them an upline. It's the people, and it's usually a team. It's this person, this person, this person. There's several people, and this is you. And your idea is how do you recruit, okay? Here's what I'm finding. The people in Wilmington and the people like Joe Dukes, here's what they're doing. They're talking to everyone they meet, and they're not saying much. They're asking questions like, how are you today? What kind of work you do? How's life treating you? Are you doing good? What's your life situation? Is your company awesome? They're very complimentary. And then they talk about, we're needing help. They're saying things like, we need some help. Would you be willing to help us out? They're doing this with everyone they know. So we just had one, a guy named Mark. He's getting his hair cut in Charlotte. Actually, his wife is getting her hair cut. And they're talking to this lady. And they say what we're doing, and they say we need some help. She says, I'd be interested in doing this outside of my salon business. They say, this person says to her, who else do you know? Who do you know that might could help us? She said, my brother, Michael. My brother, Michael. I met her brother, Michael, in Charlotte. This happened in 1 week. They got her started. She was sick. So she didn't make it to the Charlotte meeting, but Michael was there. Me and him are buddies now. So he is fired up in class, getting started and rolling. So they're talking, the people, they're talking to everyone they meet, and they're asking them about their life. As a matter of fact, what they're doing is a form of GS3. They're getting people started, they're goal setting, and then they're going and serving them. Now, on NAA University, am I good on this? Have I got the green light on this? I do. On NAA University, we have a video that talks about getting started, goal setting, and go serve. And this used to be like $10,000 to pay to get this. And what we did is we negotiated with NAA University, and we got it down to $199. Well, then we got to thinking about if we could get everybody to learn how to use GS3, we could get it down to $7 because that would lower the hurdle to where the poor people could get over it. And if the poor people could get in, then we could do it. Well, this morning I got to thinking about it, and I said, it's almost free at $7. Why don't we just make it free? The only thing that scares me is if people don't see the value, because when it was $10,000, everybody was fired up about it. Okay, at GS3 being free, I'm a little concerned. So if somehow you can tell people that this is worth $9,999, but we got it negotiated down to free. But somehow, if we could get people to understand this, Andy, GS3, but this is the way it works. Okay, all right, back to my whiteboards, Billy. All right, so let's talk about, matter of fact, Andy Riddle, come up here. Andy Riddle's got to go on. He's one of our agency managers. How you doing, buddy? Grab a mic. I'm probably not going to ask much. Say hello to everybody who you hired by, Mr. Andy Riddle.
Hello, my name's Andy Riddle. I'm hired by Mark and Michelle Womack, and St. Augustine's my home hotspot.
See, another thing, when people talk to people, this is part of GS3. When I first knew Andy, I started talking to him. It took me about that long to figure out the same thing I knew about Tony Hardy. Check this out. I said, where'd you go to school? Where'd you go to school?
Methodist University.
And I say, did you play ball or do anything? You participate? What'd you do down there activity-wise?
I played basketball.
Played basketball. And I said, how'd y'all do? Pretty good?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's what he said. Just like that. And I go, where'd you go to high school?
Trumansburg High School in New York.
What's that?
Trumansburg High School in New York.
Was that a lot of fun? Did y'all kill it in high school?
Yeah, we were good in high school.
How good?
We were a top 25 national team.
Yeah? Win any tournaments or anything?
We lost in the state championship to Elton Brand, who plays in the NBA.
Yeah.
Still.
You played with some pretty cool people?
Yeah, yeah.
So you could ball, you could play.
Yeah, I mean, I was top 50. I was third team All-State, and out of the top 15 players in New York State that year, 12 played in the NBA.
Yeah. See, I saw that quick.
I was one of the three that didn't.
It was. That's good because he's with us.
Yeah.
Because if he'd have went there, we can't get them. But I'm going like, we got superstar material, and that's what Mark Womack saw when he brought him into business. And now he's got Chris Long. He's got a big heart, big person. You look at his eyes and tell you he's got the intensity. And then here's what I said. Do you remember this? I said, bro, we need some help building this thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Uh-huh.
It was just like that. I said, we need some help. Now, there's a couple of you out there that I've done that to you, and some of you are responding, and some of you are not. I can't make you, but let me ask you one more time, just so you're clear. I need your help. We're making a difference. We're blowing this thing up. We're getting ready to start our own insurance company called Alliance Life USA. We need you to hire more people and get them started, goal set, and go serve. We need you helping people make a difference in their life. I need you. Andy Riddle needs you. Alex Fitzgerald needs you. Chris Long needs you. Mark Womack needs you. Adam Katz and Beth Katz needs you. We need them, don't we? Tell them.
Absolutely. We need you. I mean, it's crazy with the system that Andy's put together, what we can go out there and achieve, and how fast you can get it. I think when a lot of people get into this business, they look at it and look at, you know, some people have been here 7 years, 10 years, 15 years to get there, but how fast you can get there and how fast you can move up through the levels and how fast you can get it and how fast it just can happen. It's just going out there, getting it inside of you and going out there and talking to people. I mean, we've had our best recruiting numbers in my base shop in over a year, and it's not that we're doing anything different. We're just talking to more people. And we do monster ads, we do Craigslist, but it's talking to everybody. A lot of them are just going through people that we know and talking to those people, getting to know them and telling them we need help. And it's amazing when you tell people you need help, people want to help. Regardless of what they do, they want to help.
All right, tell them, where did you meet Chris Long?
In a Japanese steakhouse.
Japanese steakhouse. Talking to him about what we do, asking him about his job, where he wanted to go in life. He GS3'd him. He got him started. Now, getting people started, real quick. This is the whole message right here you got to get. Let's say it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I don't care what day you start on. All right, so what day is your meeting on? See, a lot of people see this as Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's where you start. What did Tony Hardy say just now about the male house? Now. We're going to start now. What did Ray say? What did Ray say about chemo and recovering cancer? What time did he recommend the team get started? Now. What did Andy say just now? It's time for you to get started now. So I don't care what day of the week it pops up on, now. Let's say if it's Wednesday, and let's say your opportunity meeting is here, okay? So what you do is you go to first thing first, right here, and what's your priority? You've got money right here. You've got business right here, okay? Now let me tell you what you got right here. Training. You got training. That's called night owl. That's called hanging out with your team. That's training. These are priority items. Now what I got right here is open. What I got right here is open. Now what you might want to do, now this is what team's doing. During this time period right here, they are making phone calls here to here and here to here. So they're making phone, and then they're booking appointments here, here, and here. Now, what you see is open, 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 open. So there's open time, open time, open time, open time. And what happens is when you have a person at your opportunity meeting, you book a follow-up. We call it BAM FAM, book a meeting from a meeting. And you hand them literature. You hand them a sign-up sheet for licensing contracting and a sign-up sheet for people that they can get started, called a list builder. It's people that they might know that might get started with us. And what you do is you book a meeting here or here or here, and you go to their house and you get them started. So one of the ways you get them started, there's a website that all of y'all need to know about, and some of y'all don't know about this. And managers and leaders, you need to tell all your people about it. It's www, and I think this is right, y'all can correct me if it's wrong, NAA contracting.com. Is that right? NAAcontracting.com? Yes? You go there and you contract these people. Now what you're doing is you're put them in a fast start, and in there is a www.licensingcoach.com? License coach, I'm not going to spell it, licensecoach.com is NAAcontracting.com. You say, I thought my manager had to do it. That's the part I wanted to tell you. No, you can do it. You can go on there, and all you got to do is get your manager, say, I need my code for NAA contracting, and you get your code, they'll give it to you, and you could sign up your person and get them in class. And you can get them in class right here. And then you can ask them who they know that might help us. A lot of times what we're finding is if you'll slow down and ask them, they've already talked to their brother or their mother or their dad or a friend. And they say, I'm talking to my friend, but he's not thinking about it. And then what you do is you get on this thing, where's my phone? Let me have my phone. You say, who you talk to? And they tell you, and you call them up right then, and you say, hey, look here. My new person, is it Patrick? I said, my new person, Patrick, was at the meeting, and I'm at his house, and he's already talked to a friend, and I want to talk. So you call his friend, and you book an appointment to go see him here or here or here. You say, wait a minute, I'm booked to make sales here. Well, then you can't talk to him here. What you have to do is you go talk to him here or you talk to him here. You say, well, you don't understand, Andy. He's 8 hours away. Well, what you do is you're calling Patrick's friend. So Patrick went to the meeting. You go to Patrick's house. Then you call his friend who might be 8 hours away, and you call him from here, but you book an appointment with him here. And here, you walk him through the website. I always take people also to www.naaleads.com. Now, if you're on President's Club, you have a website, or you can just take them to my site, leads.com, and show them the website, show them the leads, show them the video, show them the mail house, show them everything. And then if they say, looks good to me, $49, I want to get started, take them to this right here, Jeff, and go ahead and contract them right then. So right here, you call him here. He's interested. You show him everything here the next day on the phone if he's 8 hours away, and go ahead and get him on NAA contracting and get him started. And then ask him if he knows other people. Now this person, Patrick, is 10 times more excited because he's got a new person in Boston getting started. Now, if his friend is his neighbor, maybe you guys right here, you go over to the house right then and sign him up. Is this making any sense? Is this, how simple is this? Get them started. And you say, no, wait a minute. A person, and say, wait a minute. The person, if this is you and you're not licensed, you can't start another person in licensing class. And the answer is, yes, you can. How many people can you start in? There's no limit to how many people you can put in licensing. And if you will use GS3 and ask questions, find out what their situation is. You can check the video. Go to NAAuniversity.com, look at GS3, get people started, take them to the website, and then put them in class. All of a sudden, if this person right here gets this person licensed, he will be so fired up about hurrying up getting his license, it'll blow his mind. And so if this is you, and this is your friend, you help, you do this. You drop down, you go talk to this person, then you go to that person. You say, Andy, is it worth it driving 4 hours? Yes. See, here's what cracks me up. I'll take a person, he'll go over to a house to make $550. He'll do that in a heartbeat. I need him to go over there and start a new person that he could be making $550 for the rest of his life every month. That could even go to $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month if he'll drive over there and talk to that person. It's first things first. I need to get people to understand what's the most important, what's the biggest things in life, and the simple ways to get people started.
So in this next section, Andy Albright is talking from the Alliance Playbook. He's talking about what we must do and why we do it. You know, the corporate staff just finished reading as a team First Things First, and in it talks about the fire within. If you know that concept, you know what I'm talking about. Andy's going to cover it in this next section. If you don't know what I'm talking about, get on Shop at NAA and check it out. First Things First.
I'm going to show y'all something. If we haven't blasted this out before, it's called the Alliance Playbook. All right? Now, what is our playbook? It's how we are going to win, okay? It's what we must do, and it is why we do it. So, why we do something. We are starting to get this. The crazy thing to me, Alex Fitzgerald, the crazy thing to me, Stephen Davies, is how we put this together. We flew in over a couple of years and we screamed about it. We voted. We negotiated. We debated. We didn't come to blows, but we had to fight it out. And we agreed that what we believed in was these three things. PIE, P-I-E, prosperity, inspiration, and eternity. And I know that I have a thing that in First Things First, one of the books that we talk about, it's mind over mattress. Y'all ever have that problem, mind over mattress? Does the mattress ever win and your mind don't win? Like you know you need to get out of bed, but the mattress wins? This is what helps me beat the mattress. This is what gets my mind on fire, okay? Let me tell you something. We are recruiting like crazy, like we're on fire. The numbers right now, we were at 75 new contracted agents. I don't know how many we've put in class in the last 3 weeks. I know the numbers going through the roof because the licensing company are calling us and saying, what are y'all doing? And we said text dialing. And I don't think they know what that means. I mean, methinks you do not know what this word means. Okay, so they don't know what text dialing means, but they know we're putting people in like crazy, which means more is going to come out. So the average for the company is only like 74 in the first of the year, which is still not bad per week. It looks like we've already recruited 69. These are actual factual numbers, okay? We're on fire. People are recruiting like crazy. All right, now, so this is a page out of First Things First. Let me get this book for you. Okay, First Things First. This book right here. This page right here. Okay? Well, I don't have to pull it out because I got it right here. This is a page. I think it's page 40. Here you go. Look it up. See what page it is, Jane. Okay. Check this out. Your physical, your social, your mental, your spiritual. Where's the overlap? Okay? What page is that? 49. Page 49. So listen to this. The key to the fire within is our spiritual need to leave a legacy. It transforms other needs into capacities for contribution. You get it? People say, why are you so jacked up, Andy? Why is the fire within you? And I always say, because I got enthusiasm, which is a Greek word for God inside. But it's starting to come together. It's starting to come together. Once you pay for your bills and you can eat and you can put the kids in school, and once you hit the basics, what Jeff Bright taught us is you want to leave a legacy. And that country song just keeps coming in my mind. I want to leave a legacy. And I'm going, is that Breanne Goad singing, or is that who's singing that? So watch this. All right, this is big. The true joy in life being used for a purpose. Billy, can I see that whole picture? I'm afraid to touch it because I'm not sure it's going to move up. The true joy in life, being used for a purpose, recognized as a mighty one, being a force of nature. Let me have that page. This is it. There we go. This is the true joy in life, being used for a purpose, recognizing by yourself as a mighty one. You recognizing that you are a mighty one. I like this part. Being a force of nature instead of a feverish, selfish little clod of ailments and grievances complaining that the world don't devote itself to making you happy. Okay, let me get this straight. The first one instead of the second one. A force of nature, believing that you're a mighty one, not a little clod of ailments, feverishly complaining that the world is not trying to make you happy. It won't put all its resources in. Okay? All right. I am of the opinion that my life belongs to the whole community. And as long as I live, it's my privilege to do for it whatever I can. I want to be thoroughly used up when I die. For the harder I work, the more I live. I rejoice in life for its own sake. Life is no brief candle to me. It's not a sort of splendid torch which I've got to hold up for the moment. And I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it to the next generation. All you Y generation and X generation and Spencer and Haley and the kids and Chan Man, see, that's the concept. That is this concept right here. I don't know how many people are getting this concept of how powerful this is. Across eternity, relationships. This is huge. This is the deal. This is who we are. How about turn it off for me too? Thank you. All right. All right. Here we go. This is our values. I'm not going to go through them. talk to your manager. What do? We sell recruit. We teach others to sell recruit. This is our level sheet. And this is a new one that has the substitution rules in it. It's now available on NAAU and on NAA leads. And you can print that out. This is selling and recruiting. Selling and recruiting. We're doing 1,000 points for recruiting. We got the substitution rule over here on the builder side. This is selling, recruiting. This is teaching to sell and recruit. It's coming together that when we put more people in, we're better able to handle the people that are coming in. Our hot spots across the country are getting uniform. We're coming together on who we are. We've got the ATM now. Our placement and persistency is through the roof. We've got Mutual of Omaha and Foresters and CFG like just doing all kinds of crazy good stuff for us. And we've got Kemper and we've got Monumental. And we got the IULs of F&G. And they're all great friends that we've built over the last 13 years. And we've got the inner circle team that's getting together, flying all around the country to train and, listen to this, and make things better than they've ever been. We adjusted the hot spots. We don't do the day, we do the night. But we do longer at night so that people that got a job. And it's more impactful, more intensity. We changed the substitution. We added 1,000 points. We're going to the Greek Isles this year. All carriers combined. That's amazing. It's never been like that, Joe Dukes. Tina, it's never been like that. It's never been set up like that. And people say, Darwin called. He said, what's going on? I said, we're recruiting like crazy. We're going to blow up. He's like, but you've been growing. And the alliance has taken, like, something will happen, the economy, or something dumb will happen, and the alliance just keeps growing steady. I said, no. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is supernatural growth. What we're talking about is exponential growth. What we're talking about is the power of the alliance. Okay? This is where we are now. The power of the alliance. Who are we? And what are we? What do we stand for? So here's what's happening. We're creating this massive snowball, this massive magnet. What does a snowball do? When you roll it through snow, it just picks up snow. Okay? And what happens is, the cleaner the snow, the cooler the snowman, right? But it's going to start picking up everything. But after you get that snowball, you're like, what's that sticking in there? You grab hold of that and throw it out. But everything's going to be attracted to it. And that's why we're going to have some cases where we go like, that's a rock right in there. That's not part of the snowman. That's got to get out. And then what's happening, we're doing a purification. And what's happening is this right here is helping us envision who we want. I was talking to a guy last night. Gosh, it had to be 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. He said, I've never been this excited before in my life. There's one guy. I think he's at this level right here. And I predict he is going to be one of the new people up here. I'm thinking he's going to be in the regional manager, national manager in 12 to 18 months. Why is that, Andy? Because it's so simple and clear now, and because everybody's working together in the hot spots now. Okay.
So let's talk about the power of association. You are who you hang out with. The values of the people around you rub off on you, and you start to adopt those values. The power of association is huge to your business success, your personal success, at home, in the office. Andy talks about this all the time. On an episode of the TWC, Jeff Bright, a college professor of sociology, called in to talk about the power of association and the impact that it has on our lives.
Jeff Bright is the assistant to the vice president, or assistant to the president at Alamance Community College, and he travels 160 companies in North Carolina. He does a lot of consulting for us. He's going with us to Cabo. He's going to do some teaching. I think, is Jeff Bright, are you on the line with us, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here.
So we had a meeting with the top 7, the 7 top guys and myself, so considered top 8 people in the Alliance Sunday night. And we had an intense conversation. We're going to share a little bit of that today with you. everybody that's listening in. So you're going to hear that. And afterwards, we're going to have a meeting with the agency managers that we're going to get more in depth. So I want to share with you what we talked about and then what I want to teach on that y'all are going to hear more at Hotspot. So Jeff Bright, if you don't mind, buddy, I'm taking notes, and I'd love to listen in on these comments.
Okay. Thank you, Andy. Hello, everybody. I'm glad to be here with you today. I'm going to talk about the power of association. And some of you that have heard me speak on stage at some of the events, I've talked about the power of association and how I am so impressed that the Alliance actually, with your events that I go to, I sense that you have this thing that a lot of people look at as a mystery called the power of association. Let's talk about what that is a little bit, and then I'm going to give you 5 rules of thumb that you can take away, some takeaways today that you might be able to use in your organization. I always believed that, I was told as a youngster that you are what you eat. I think that also applies to you are who you associate with. You attract people to you, and by doing that, you take on some of their characteristics. So my advice for you today would be start associating with people who have the same dreams and goals as you do. Because you've heard this said before, success breeds success. This is why the rich get richer. Hanging with like-minded people is a process. Doesn't happen overnight, but it is a process. And if you believe that, you also buy into the fact that it is what we call having a sticking effect. Those values that you hang around on a consistent basis will have this thing called the sticking effect. Now, I have talked numerous times at NAA to some of the classes about the moral community. We can't just talk about hanging around successful people without talking about hanging around people with the right values and goals. So the moral community, I wanted to educate you a little bit today about that. In the United States, we only spend in our public schools, on the average, in a semester, 16 hours on the moral community. That's a drop in the bucket. In Japan, they spend, on the average, 320 hours a semester on the moral community. Now, I would like to tell you a little story about some people that I've kept up with that used to live in the United States, and they moved their family to Japan. And the lady was an HR person in the United States, and her husband got a better job in Japan. They moved over there. And she'd go to work every day. She'd have to take her daughter to school over there, and she was learning the Japanese language. And she went through the training that they give them in the public schools about how to create the moral community. The lady told me an interesting story one time. She said that she dropped her wallet on the subway over there. It had $425 in it. She went to the lost and found that they have all over Japan. And she went to the nearest lost and found, and her wallet was turned in within an hour. And it had all the money in it. Right after that, her and her daughter were on the subway. Her daughter saw a quarter on the ground. She picked it up and said, "Mommy, we've got to go turn this in." And being the good American that her mother was and the influence she had from this country, she goes, "No, for a quarter, we just put that in our pocket." She goes, "No, Mommy, I was taught we have to take that quarter and turn it in." And she said, "I had to get off the nearest stop and turn that quarter in and make my daughter understand that, you know, what she was learning was important." So I bring that out because a great author that I read, John Maxwell, he said, "Associate and place yourself with an environment that is conducive to the values that you have." That is the moral community. That is NAA. We have a great moral community within NAA, and that's part of the mystery that a lot of my companies don't understand about NAA, that they have created that. Moving on. Perception is everything. If people see you hanging out with successful people, then they will just surmise that you are also successful. And this successful feeling that they have, and you have, about being around each other, this is what creates contacts. Contacts are vital in everybody's business, not just your business. And what I do at the college, it's vital that I make contacts. And I learned the power of contacts when I was in college. Even before that, in high school, I played a lot of different sports. But I knew if I continued to play football, I wasn't going to make the contacts that I needed to make. So I concentrated on tennis. I was raised in a very poor family. We didn't have much. I walked on and got a tennis scholarship. And when you play tennis, you generally will play in clubs and country clubs, and you'll hang around people that not only have money, but they have contacts. And by me choosing to play tennis and getting that scholarship in college and playing tennis afterwards, I got to go places and be around people that had a whole lot more than I did. And I attribute me sitting here talking to you today about association and the house that I'm sitting in today and the job I have is because of those contacts that I developed playing tennis. They are very powerful. Okay, moving on. According to Harvard research, the number one skill that separates successful people from unsuccessful people is associating, which they mean is the ability to successfully connect. That seamless connection seems to take unrelated people and make them related, and that is the key. Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple Computers, told a reporter once, "Success is just connecting things." He said, "We need to seek diverse experiences and ideas because people alone do not have enough dots to connect. And they consequently will end up doing everything in a very linear way and come up with very limited linear solutions. Without looking at broad perspectives," he said, "we cannot solve problems." He also went on to say, "It comes down to trying to expose yourself to the best things that humans have done and then try to bring those things into what you're doing every day." He quoted Picasso, the famous author, the famous artist. Picasso said, "Good artists copy, great artists steal." Jobs was not talking about stealing as much as he was reinforcing the notion of association. I would like to share with you the 5 rules of thumb that allow you to experience this power of association. Rule number 1. Your alignment determines your assignment in life. Your alignment determines your assignment in life. What I'm talking about here is never tell your problems to those who cannot contribute to solutions. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. You need some people in your life who don't see what you see. They don't hear what you hear. They don't know what you know. And vice versa. Rule number 2. Your position determines your possession. Your position determines your possession. Not everyone has the right to speak for your life. It is better to be alone than in the wrong company. With some people, you spend an evening. With others, you will invest that evening. Rule number 3. Who you see determines who sees you. Show me your friends, and I'll tell you who you are. I cannot give you the formula for success today, but I can give you the formula for failure, which is try to please everybody. You're not going to be able to do it. Rule number 4. Perception influences acceleration. Perception influences acceleration. We must understand that real change starts in your mind. Evil communication corrupts good manners. Don't listen to frightened people, what I call chicken littles. And for you, you wise out there, that's an old nursery rhyme or story about a chicken that cried, "The sky is falling." Don't hang around with these people that every day the sky is falling. Don't hang around frightened people. Being successful is a mindset more than it has to do with anything to do with knowledge. And the last rule of thumb, number 5, your network determines your net worth. Your network determines your net worth. The more you associate with productive people, the more your life will improve. I believe that wholeheartedly. If you want to be rich, choose your friends carefully. Birds of a feather flock together. You will not hear about valuable information that's going to help you move on in your life from your poor friends. So, ending up with that one, I'd like to say that, just summarizing this, place yourself around greatness and you will be great. That's all I have for you today. I appreciate the time, Andy.
Jeff Bright, give him a hand, guys. Thank you very much, buddy.
Eric Thomas was at NatCon 2014 this past January and talked from Andy Albright's Green Book about how it's the blueprint for success at the Alliance. Guys, it's not always going to be easy, but you're going to get out of this company, you're going to get out of this business what you put into it. Let's check out E.T. and what he had to say from stage at NatCon 2014.
And you mean to tell me you have the blueprint? The Word of God says seed bearing fruit after its kind. You plant 1,000,000 apple seeds, my man right here with the black sweater on, sir. If I plant 1,000,000 apple seeds in the ground, what am I going to get? Millions and millions of what? Apple trees. You think the earth gonna be like, I'm so sorry, and give me back a cherry tree? You think the earth like, yup, my bad, E.T. Was that an apple seed? My bad. Here go a pear tree. We'll fix that the next time. No, the Bible says seed bearing after its kind. You put 20% seed in the ground, you get 20% reward. You put 30% seed in the ground, you get 30% reward. I did this for free for 4.5 years, and now we making millions. Why? Because you reap what you sow. So finally, guys, I told you this, and I need you to do me a huge favor. When you first joined up with this company, you were so excited, you were so pumped up, you were ready to go. Listen to me. I need you to, whatever that feeling was you had when you signed up, if you're going to be successful, you need to hold on to that feeling for the rest of your life. The feeling I had about Boo when we were 16 years old when we hooked up is the same feeling I have right now. When I walked out the house the other day, I was like, wow, I love Andy. Because I got to leave this to go spend the night in the hotel by myself. And I talked to her the whole way to the airport, called her as soon as I got off the airport, called her this morning when I knew she woke up. Are you hearing what I'm saying? The same feeling I had for her when she was 16 is the same feeling I have for her now. No, but please hear what I'm saying. There are days that she will wake up and it may not be that, ooh. But the same feeling she had for me when I was 16 is the same feeling she had. Listen to what I'm telling you. When you join this company, you was pumped up, you were fired up. There are going to be some bad days. There are going to be days that you don't feel like you felt but you still need to have that same commitment that you made when you were fired up. Why? Because the days you're not fired up is the days you're going to put forth little effort, and when you put little effort forward, you get little rewards. So I need you to do me a huge favor, and you might have heard it last week on the mixtape. I need you to be a person of principle and not a person of feeling. This is my last one. Effort was my first one. Principle is my second one. I don't need you to be given to your feelings. I need you to give to your principle. So you say, E.T., what do you mean by that? Have somebody ever drove in the car and almost hit your car? And a homegirl going to tell me the other day, Eric, I cussed them out. I'm like, I thought you stopped cussing. They made me cuss them out. I said, what you mean by that? They made you. Did they jump in the car and grab your lips? Like, what happened exactly? How did that happen? No, she jumped in front of my car, and then she gonna have the nerve to look at me like that. And so, look, I had to cuss her out. She had it coming. I said, well, an hour ago you weren't cussing. What happened? You know what happened? Her feelings weren't there. And so when somebody jumped in front of the feeling, I need you to do me a favor. At the end of your feelings, and I'm being real with you, at the end of your feelings may not be anything. It might even be destruction at the end of your feelings. But at the end of every principle, there's a promise. No. Y'all got to hear this one. I did not feel like getting on a plane and leaving my wife. But there's a principle. If a man don't work, that's a principle. That ain't got nothing to do with Andy or me. That's been here before both of us. That has absolutely nothing. And a man that don't take care of his household, the word says he's worse than an infidel. And some of you walking around here call yourself Christians and you ain't working. Listen to me. It's a principle. 6 days shall I labor. It's a principle. You're supposed to work. Adam had to work. You're supposed to work. Even the days you wake up and you don't feel like it, you don't get a pass. You don't get a pass from grinding. You've been blessed with an opportunity, but the opportunity itself is not going to be what blesses you. What blesses you is how you grind with this opportunity, how you work with this opportunity, how you sweat with this opportunity, how you sacrifice with this opportunity. But I guarantee you, after every principle is a promise. Find a man that's diligent in his work, and he shall stand before kings and not mean men. Every single principle has a promise, and I leave you with this. Be about your promise. Be a man, be a woman, be a man. You signed up. You put your name on the dotted line. Did nobody force you to put your name on the dotted line? You wrote your name down there. That's why they have signature, because if you don't write your name, you're not committed. You wrote your name down. And you wrote your name down, you were feeling good. When you wrote your name down, you were feeling high. When you wrote your name down, you were pumped up. And then 50 people told you no, and you started living off your feelings instead of your principle. 20 people told you no. Your family started calling you and telling you you're crazy. You started making sacrifices, and you looked around and you gave all you had, and you still didn't get what you want. Let me tell you something, boo. If you was going to quit, you should have quit 2 years ago. If you was going to quit, you should have quit before you invested so much money into it. This ain't the time to quit now. This ain't the time to give up now. Like, it ain't on Andy no more. Blueprint, opportunity. Now the rest is on you, and you sign your name, and you got to get past, listen to me, contract, and you got to get to covenants. And most of you are still on contract. You on contract. And guess what happened with a contract? You can breach a contract. You can come out of contract. But when you make a covenant, I made a covenant to Dee Dee, and she got sick this summer. We found out she had 4 lesions on her brain. And my wife said to me, man, I'm sorry. I said, sorry about what? You blowing up right now, and I'm sick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to get sick and such. I said, boo, let me tell you something. She said, with this disease, worst case scenario, I could be in a wheelchair. I looked at her, Andy, and said, it'd be a privilege to cart you around for the rest of your life in a wheelchair. It would be my honor. I made a commitment in front of your mama. I made a commitment in front of your daddy. I made a commitment in front of my mama. I made a commitment in front of my God. You made a commitment. Live up to that commitment. Be phenomenal or be forgotten. That's my time.
So on this theme of working over the long haul, it's the little things in life that add up. We're working on trying to make a difference in our lives over a long period of time, right? The little things adding up make new habits in your life. They make an impact. So treating them like they're important is important to do. Andy Albright, in this last and final clip that we've got for you today, talking about those little things and why you need to treat them like your life depends on it. Guys,
I want to encourage y'all to start treating things like your life depends on it. Get it? Like your life depends on it. Here's the reason, James. Because it does. What we do is life insurance and annuities. That's what the Alliance does. When we do the plan across the nation in 60-some odd hot spots around the country, we start out with, we sell life and annuities. So we need to act like our life depends on it because it does. And the things we do, the little things we do make a difference in our life, in our business. Now, wouldn't it be great if, when a person bit in to a Whopper cheeseburger with extra sauce, their heart went, ow, 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 oh, 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 this hurts. It just started burning. Wouldn't that be great? Because that would let them know that if you keep eating those things, this thing in here is going to blow up. Wouldn't it be awesome if like one bite? But what happens is, when you take one little bite, nothing happened. As a matter of fact, you get a little good sensation. That's pretty good. It takes a few minutes before it hurts down here, okay? But that don't let you know that eventually this thing's gonna boom, yow. Or how about this? Wouldn't it be awesome if, like, you walked by a cigarette smoking vendor room and you just went, and you smelled that smoke? Or wouldn't it be cool if you took a puff up, and your face just started to shrivel and tighten? You know what I'm saying? Like an older person. You know how people get after they smoke for a while and their face just gets like they look like they're 20 years older than a person who hadn't smoked, and like that. And you say, you're making fun of. No. I'm telling you what happens. This is what happens. But what happens is, when you smoke a cigarette, nothing happens. Wouldn't it be great if their face just went like instantly? Then they would know. Then they would know what's happening. They'd be like, aha, is contributing to the, right? Wouldn't that be awesome? You know, wouldn't that be, no, it's not going to happen though. Why did God build it that way? That's just the way He built it. Little things like that take time to hammer you. Okay? And wouldn't it be nice to know that if you got up in the morning and you said to your spouse, wouldn't it be nice to know that one day y'all would be in a court and you would be screaming at her that you didn't owe her any money, and she would have her high-paid attorney screaming at your high-paid attorney, and y'all were having a divorce? Wouldn't that be great if you just knew it when you went, and then right then it started happening? But it don't happen. What happens is when you go, she goes, and that happens. Then you get coffee. You know, you have a cup of coffee. But if you said, I love you, that would be a totally different end result. Wouldn't it be awesome if everything we did, our life depending on it? Okay. Wouldn't it be awesome? Wouldn't it be awesome that in an opportunity meeting, let's see, Jane and James, would y'all come up here? Your business is booming. Y'all get them a hand. Yay! Jane. Woo-hoo! Wouldn't it be awesome if, when what you looking for? Microphones. Okay. Wouldn't it be awesome if, at an opportunity meeting, we're shaking hands with these people. Wouldn't it be awesome if at the meeting, at the end of the opportunity meeting, we looked at the couple and we looked at the speaker. Aaron Gooderman, you get right here and you be the speaker. You be the speaker. Give Aaron here. So Aaron's the speaker. Wouldn't it be awesome if every time you walked up to a new couple and you went, gosh, that really made sense, didn't it? Wouldn't it be awesome if when you said, that really made sense, that they deposited $10,000 in your bank account? You'd be like, I'm going to do that again. It don't work like that, does it? No. Just like the hamburger thing and just like the smoking thing, it don't work. Wouldn't it be awesome is if I said to them, man, I'm going to tell you what, I need to get back with y'all tomorrow morning at like 7 o'clock in the morning, I know it's Thursday, but 5 o'clock in the morning before y'all go to work, and I've got this packet. What if I could hand them a new agent packet? Don't look like this. This is more of a new, this is a getting started packet. Wouldn't it be awesome if I could hand them, hold on that, Mr. Speaker. Wouldn't it be awesome if I could hand them a package and say, now this wants you to look at this information when you got home. And then I knew that because I gave them this, I would have $1,000 popped into my account. Wouldn't that be awesome? But what happens is our managers and our leaders and our up-and-coming leaders, Brandon, they'll say, hey, looks good there, that thing's awesome. As opposed to going, he did a great job speaking, and here's your literature to take home. See, they don't put 2 and 2 together. People don't see that booking this follow-up puts money in their bank account because little things they do or don't make a difference. So what I want to start talking to you about is little things in your business that will help you create crazy money. Now, these guys have a downline guy, Paul Menachino, and his wife, Sam, who he gave her diamond on one of our trips, and we videoed it. And we celebrated with them because, see, when we did that little fun thing, maybe that contributed to your bank account, and I know it did. Yes. I know it did. And this week, I got one of the coolest texts I've ever gotten in my life. He said, brother, $14,889 popped in my bank account so far this week. Now, how old, do you have any idea how, Paul? 24 years old, 24, almost 25 years old now. 14,000 in 1 week.
He can rent a car now. He's 25.
Pop! Get that. He can rent a car now. He's 25 years old. Pop! 14,000. Pop! And he's got more money coming today.
That's right.
More money coming tomorrow in his bank account. You see, because he's done the little things. Now, what would be awesome is if every little thing he does after today instantly, boom, went in his account. It's not going to work like that. But we're going to start acting like every little thing we do, boom, hits our account. And we're going to act like bad stuff that we do immediately. Wouldn't it be awesome? Watch this. Wouldn't it be awesome if when people went, oh, let me check my Facebook, wouldn't it be awesome if it hit them for like $216 came right out of their check account? Wouldn't that be awesome? But it don't work like that. It takes a week or two or a month or two before they get hit for $216. And you go like, it don't cost you to look at Facebook. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It just don't happen instantly. It comes out of your money. It comes out of your cash. It comes out of your love. It comes out of your family. It sucks the life out of you. You go, you don't know that. Yes, I do know that. I know people that do this, and I know their bank accounts. I know I know how far behind they are, and I know other people that don't, and I know how much money they have and how much they travel and how much fun they have. You don't know that. Yes, I do. I see. I got thousands of people in my network. How many people you got in your business?
We had 20 issue pay business last
20
week.
people that are getting issue paid, and then how many people you don't have issue paid? You got probably another 100 people.
Probably.
Do you see what I see about when people are checking this and they don't make as much as the people that are making dials are making more than the ones that are looking at it like this?
Absolutely.
Have you noticed that?
Yes, sir.
And the ones that are texting make this amount of money, and the ones that are dialing make that amount of money?
Yes, sir.
We see it. Fitz sees it. Do you see it, Aaron, in your business? We're going to start acting like everything in our life, that our life depends on it, on growing the business. Hot spots, mega importance to us. We know that as these grows, we grows. Okay?
All right, guys, another episode of the TWC wrapping up. Andy's out on the road with you guys right now up in Chicago, and then he's in St. Louis, Missouri tomorrow. Make sure that you're plugging into the war parties. Take advantage of them. We've got all of our leaders out there with you guys right now. Find the one that's closest to you. Plug in if you haven't thought about it already. If you're watching this, plug in anywhere you can, guys. It's going to change your life. We're going to make it happen. Another episode live with Andy Albright coming to you next week. Make sure you plug in, and we'll catch you then.